God says, "My child, before your mind rushes toward fear or shock, slow down and breathe deeply, because this message is not about danger, it is about closure, understanding, and unexpected clarity that connects your past with your present in a way you did not anticipate." Sometimes life delivers revelations through memory, through paperwork, through conversations, or through sudden realizations that make you pause and rethink everything you believed about your story. What feels surprising at first often carries a deeper purpose. The idea of an inheritance is not only about money or material wealth, it is about legacy, identity, and the unseen impact someone's life may still be having on yours. Archangel Michael says when something from the past resurfaces, it is rarely random. It appears because you are now mature enough to handle the truth calmly and wisely. There are seasons in life when you are too emotionally unprepared to receive certain information. Timing protects you. And when the timing becomes right, clarity arrives without chaos. The message that is approaching you is not meant to disturb your peace, it is meant to deepen your understanding. Sometimes inheritance is not only financial. Sometimes it is emotional strength. Sometimes it is wisdom. Sometimes it is responsibility. Sometimes it is the realization that you were always connected to something greater than you understood. God says, "My child, do not allow dramatic wording to control your emotions. What is meant for you will not disappear because of delay. What belongs to your path is secured by divine timing, not by urgency. If something has been left for you, whether it is knowledge, opportunity, or tangible blessing, it will reach you in the correct way and at the correct moment. The person connected to this message may no longer be physically present, but their influence may still be shaping your journey. Influence does not end with physical absence. Legacy continues through actions, decisions, and the strength that was passed down to you. Archangel Michael says reflect on the qualities you carry that did not originate from you alone. Reflect on resilience that feels inherited. Reflect on ambition that feels familiar. Reflect on values that were modeled before you fully understood them. These qualities are forms of inheritance. Sometimes the true inheritance is the mindset that pushes you forward when you feel like stopping. Sometimes it is the courage to rebuild after loss. Sometimes it is the reminder that your story did not begin with you and will not end with you. God says, "My child, if something surprising surfaces, approach it with calm discernment. Gather information. Think carefully. Avoid impulsive reaction. Emotional control protects your clarity. Clarity allows you to make wise decisions." Whether this revelation is symbolic or practical, treat it as an opportunity to strengthen your direction rather than disrupt it. There is also a deeper emotional message here. You may feel reminded of unresolved feelings connected to someone from your past. Closure does not always come through conversation, sometimes it comes through understanding. Understanding heals quietly. Healing strengthens confidence. Confidence empowers forward movement. Archangel Michael says do not fear words like shocking. Shock fades. Truth remains. And truth handled calmly becomes strength. If something meaningful is unfolding, it will not require panic. It will require maturity. You have developed that maturity. You are not the same person you were before. You can process complex emotions without losing stability. God says, "My child, remember that inheritance is not only about what you receive. It is also about what you choose to build and pass forward." Your decisions today create tomorrow's legacy. Focus on integrity. Focus on wisdom. Focus on growth. Whatever reaches you will align with your development, God says, "My child," as you sit with the idea that something unexpected connected to your inheritance or your past may be approaching. It is important that you do not reduce this moment to material thinking alone, because inheritance is layered. It is emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and sometimes practical, but above all it is connected to identity. You are not just receiving something, you are remembering who you are connected to and what has quietly shaped you. Many times in life, we underestimate the influence of those who came before us. We assume their story ended when their presence ended, but legacy continues in ways that are subtle and powerful. The message that is unfolding for you is less about shock and more about awakening awareness of what has always been tied to your name, your journey, and your growth. Archangel Michael says timing is everything. There are truths that would have overwhelmed you 5 years ago. There are responsibilities you would not have been ready to carry. There are realizations that would have triggered emotional reactions instead of thoughtful decisions. But now you are different. You have matured through experience. You have handled setbacks. You have processed grief in your own way. You have learned patience. And that maturity is what makes this season different. You are now capable of receiving information without losing stability. That capability is strength. God says, "My child, do not let imagination create unnecessary fear." When something from the past resurfaces, it often comes to bring clarity rather than chaos. It may reveal hidden efforts someone made for you. It may reveal intentions you misunderstood. It may reveal resources or opportunities connected to family or legacy. But regardless of the form, approach it calmly. Gather facts. Think long-term. Avoid impulsive decisions. Wisdom grows when emotion is balanced by patience. There is also something deeper happening within you. You may feel a stronger connection to your roots during this period. You may reflect more on family values, personal history, and the sacrifices made before you were aware enough to appreciate them. Reflection builds gratitude. Gratitude strengthens humility. Humility protects success. If something tangible reaches you, remember that it represents effort that existed before your current season. Respect it. Handle it wisely. Use it constructively. Archangel Michael says inheritance is not only about what you receive but about how you carry it forward. If it is financial, manage it responsibly. If it is wisdom, apply it consistently. If it is emotional closure, allow it to heal you fully. Closure is powerful because it removes mental weight. When mental weight is lifted, your focus sharpens. Sharpened focus accelerates progress. God says, "My child, you may also realize that what you thought was forgotten was actually preserved. Sometimes we believe we were overlooked. Sometimes we assume nothing was prepared for us. But preparation can happen quietly, without announcement. It replaces confusion with understanding. There may be a moment when you reflect on conversations you once dismissed. You may remember advice you did not fully understand at the time. You may recall sacrifices you did not fully appreciate. This reflection is part of the revelation. Revelation does not always scream. Sometimes it whispers. And when it whispers, you must listen attentively. Archangel Michael says protect your peace as you process whatever unfolds. Do not rush to share every detail publicly. Some matters require privacy. Privacy protects clarity. Clarity protects good judgment. Good judgment preserves blessings. God says, "My child, whether this inheritance is symbolic or material, remember that you are also building something for the future. Your decisions today shape the legacy you leave tomorrow. Be intentional. Be disciplined. Be wise." Legacy is not about wealth alone. It is about values, integrity, and impact. God says, "My child, as this revelation continues unfolding, you must understand that when something connected to inheritance, legacy, or hidden preparation comes into your awareness, it is not meant to disturb your present but to strengthen your direction, because clarity about your roots builds confidence about your future, and when you know where you come from, you walk differently into where you are going." Many times, we underestimate how deeply our past is connected to our present opportunities. We think our journey began the day we made our first independent decision, but in truth, our journey began long before that, shaped by sacrifices, lessons, and unseen efforts that built a foundation we did not fully recognize at the time. Archangel Michael says there is a reason this understanding is arriving now and not earlier. Earlier, you may have interpreted it emotionally. Now, you can interpret it strategically. Earlier, you might have reacted impulsively. Now, you can respond with maturity. Growth changes how information impacts you. The same truth that once could have shaken you now strengthens you. This is proof of your evolution. You are not fragile anymore. You are grounded. God says, "My child, if something tangible is connected to this message, whether financial or practical, approach it with discipline rather than excitement alone." Excitement fades quickly. Discipline sustains results. If it is symbolic, perhaps connected to memory or emotional closure, approach it with gratitude rather than regret. Regret looks backward. Gratitude moves forward. Whatever this revelation represents, it is meant to support your next level, not trap you in your previous season. There may be mixed emotions as you process everything. You may feel surprise. You may feel reflection. You may even feel a sense of responsibility. Responsibility is not a burden when handled with wisdom. It becomes motivation. Motivation directed properly creates transformation. This transformation is not sudden, it is layered. Each realization builds upon the last until your understanding becomes solid. Archangel Michael says legacy carries weight not because of pressure but because of meaning. Meaning deepens your decisions. When you understand that your life is part of a larger story, your daily choices feel more significant. You stop acting randomly. You begin acting intentionally. Intentional living protects your future. God says, "My child, you may also recognize how much strength you inherited without realizing it. Strength that appeared when you thought you would break. Patience that showed up when you felt like quitting. Determination that pushed you forward when you were uncertain. These qualities did not develop in isolation. They are connected to the lineage of experience behind you." Recognizing that connection removes feelings of isolation. You were never building alone. You were continuing something. As this chapter unfolds, protect your emotional balance. Avoid making rushed announcements. Avoid reacting publicly before understanding privately. Private reflection strengthens public decisions. Public reactions without reflection weaken clarity. You are wiser than that now. Archangel Michael says your future will benefit greatly from how you handle this present moment. If you handle it with humility, gratitude, and strategic thinking, it will amplify your stability. If you allow ego or haste to control you, it may create unnecessary complications. Choose wisdom. Wisdom multiplies value. God says, "My child, inheritance is not only about what you receive, it is about what you build next. What will you create with what you have been given? How will you expand upon the foundation laid before you?" These questions matter. Legacy is not static. It evolves through you. You are stepping into a phase where understanding replaces confusion and gratitude replaces doubt. That emotional shift alone is powerful enough to elevate your life. Continue moving forward with calm confidence. Continue strengthening your routines. Continue thinking long-term. God says, "My child, as this unfolding revelation reaches a deeper level, you must begin to understand that legacy is not simply about receiving something left behind, it is about stepping into a greater awareness of who you are becoming, because when something from the past reconnects with your present, it is often a signal that you are ready to carry it forward with maturity rather than emotion." The truth is, not every inheritance is measured in currency. Some are measured in resilience. Some are measured in character. Some are measured in opportunities created quietly long before you knew they existed. And when you recognize that, your perspective shifts from surprise to gratitude. Archangel Michael says there is strength in knowing that something was prepared, preserved, or passed forward with you in mind. That knowledge changes how you see your own worth. You begin to understand that you were not overlooked. You were not forgotten. There were threads being woven behind the scenes of your life, even during seasons when you felt uncertain or unsupported. This awareness is not meant to inflate ego. It is meant to deepen humility. When you realize you are part of something bigger than your current struggle, you begin to walk differently. God says, "My child, you may feel a new sense of responsibility rising within you." Responsibility does not mean pressure. It means awareness of impact. If something valuable has been connected to you, handle it wisely. If it is financial, manage it with discipline. If it is emotional closure, allow it to free you from lingering doubt. If it is wisdom, apply it consistently. Every blessing becomes stronger when it is respected. There may be moments of reflection where you think about conversations that once felt insignificant but now carry deeper meaning. You may remember advice that seemed strict at the time but now appears protective. You may recognize sacrifices that were invisible to you before. Reflection strengthens maturity. Maturity protects blessings. Protect what has reached you by thinking long-term rather than reacting short-term. Archangel Michael says your life is entering a stage where decisions will carry greater influence. Influence is not always public. Sometimes it is quiet leadership within your circle. Sometimes it is financial stewardship. Sometimes it is emotional stability that others rely on. Whatever form it takes, understand that you are capable of handling it because you have grown through experience. Growth has prepared you for weight without breaking you. God says, "My child, this is also a reminder that you are building something beyond yourself. What you choose to do next will shape what future generations or future seasons of your life experience. Act intentionally. Invest wisely. Think strategically. Your present choices are tomorrow's inheritance." As clarity settles in, do not rush to share every detail. Some revelations need time to integrate fully before they are spoken aloud. Privacy protects understanding. Understanding strengthens action. Strong action builds stability. Stability sustains growth. Archangel Michael says there is peace available to you if you approach this moment with calm reflection instead of urgency. Nothing meant for you will vanish because you took time to think. What belongs to your path is secured by alignment, not by panic. Trust that timing is working in your favor. God says, "My child, the greatest inheritance may not be what you receive today but the mindset you adopt moving forward." A mindset of responsibility. A mindset of gratitude. A mindset of discipline. These qualities transform opportunity into legacy. Legacy into impact. Impact into lasting stability. You are not being shocked. You are being awakened to a deeper understanding of your story. Your story did not begin where you thought it did. It stretches further back, and now you are carrying it forward with greater awareness. God says, "My child, as this understanding continues to unfold within you, recognize that what is arriving in your awareness is not simply information, it is elevation, because when you become conscious of the deeper story connected to your life, you stop moving randomly and begin moving intentionally, and intentional movement changes outcomes in ways that appear gradual but become powerful over time. Many people live without realizing how much has been invested in their path before they even understood it, and when that realization comes, it shifts the way they carry themselves. You begin to walk with quiet confidence, not arrogance, but a grounded awareness that your life has weight, meaning, and preparation behind it. Archangel Michael says you may notice that your mindset is expanding. You are thinking more long-term. You are becoming more protective of your energy. You are becoming selective about where you invest your time. This is not coincidence. It is alignment responding to awareness. When you understand that something valuable is connected to you, whether materially or spiritually, you naturally begin treating your choices with greater seriousness. You are no longer satisfied with temporary satisfaction. You want sustainable progress. That desire signals maturity. God says, "My child, elevation does not always feel dramatic. Sometimes it feels like clarity. Sometimes it feels like calm determination. Sometimes it feels like a quiet refusal to repeat old patterns. Those subtle changes are stronger than loud promises. Loud promises fade. Quiet discipline builds legacy. Continue strengthening your routines. Continue improving your skills. Continue managing resources wisely. Whatever reaches you must be maintained through discipline, not emotion. There may be moments when you look back and realize that what once felt like delay was actually protection. You may see that certain doors closed because you were not yet prepared to handle what was behind them. Preparation takes time. And now, time has matured you. Maturity makes you capable of handling opportunity without being consumed by it. Archangel Michael says the greatest transformation happening is internal. You are becoming more composed under pressure. You are becoming more reflective before speaking. You are becoming more strategic in decision-making. These changes are signs that you are stepping into a higher level of responsibility. Responsibility does not mean burden, it means influence. Influence grows when stability is visible. God says, "My child," this message is also a reminder that legacy is not static. It evolves through action. What you do next matters more than what you just discovered. You can multiply what was given, or you can let it stagnate. Choose multiplication. Multiply wisdom by applying it. Multiply opportunity by acting on it. Multiply stability by managing it well. Growth compounds when effort compounds. As your awareness deepens, protect your peace fiercely. Avoid unnecessary drama. Avoid impulsive sharing. Not everyone needs to understand every detail of your journey. Sometimes progress grows best in quiet focus. Quiet focus builds solid foundations. Solid foundations support long-term elevation. Archangel Michael says confidence will rise within you naturally. It will not be loud or aggressive. It will be steady. Steady confidence attracts respect. Respect opens doors. Doors lead to new chapters. Each chapter builds upon the last when handled wisely. God says, "My child, you are no longer operating from uncertainty. You are operating from understanding. Understanding removes confusion. When confusion disappears, direction becomes clearer. Clear direction accelerates momentum. Momentum transforms potential into results. This is not the end of the message. It is the beginning of your expansion. Expansion feels unfamiliar at first because it requires new standards. Raise your standards. Raise your expectations of yourself. Raise the discipline you apply to your goals. Your future reflects your present standards. God says, "My child, as this journey of understanding reaches its final depth, you must realize that what began as surprise has now transformed into awareness, and awareness is power when handled with maturity, because once you understand the deeper connections behind your life, you cannot return to moving carelessly, you begin moving deliberately, strategically, and confidently, and that shift marks the true beginning of elevation." You are not simply receiving information or inheritance, you are stepping into your rightful position with greater clarity about who you are and what you are capable of building next. Archangel Michael says this final stage is not about reacting emotionally, it is about integrating everything you have realized into your daily decisions. Integration is where growth becomes visible. It is easy to feel inspired for a moment, but real transformation happens when inspiration turns into consistent behavior. You now understand that legacy carries responsibility, and responsibility handled wisely produces stability. Stability attracts respect. Respect opens opportunities that were previously inaccessible. God says, "My child, you may feel an increased sense of direction in your thoughts. Plans that once seemed uncertain now feel structured. Goals that once felt distant now feel achievable. That clarity is a result of maturity meeting opportunity. When clarity and opportunity align, momentum follows. Protect that momentum by staying disciplined. Discipline is the guardian of every blessing. There will be moments where you reflect on how far you have come emotionally. The version of you who once doubted your worth has been replaced by someone who understands their value quietly. The version of you who reacted impulsively has grown into someone who observes carefully before speaking. These changes are not small. They are signs that you are prepared to sustain what comes next. Archangel Michael says, "Do not rush the unfolding of your next chapter. Rushing creates mistakes. Patience strengthens precision. Precision builds efficiency. Efficiency accelerates progress without chaos. Continue making thoughtful decisions. Continue strengthening your financial and personal habits. Continue protecting your energy from negativity that attempts to distract you." God says, "My child, your inheritance, whether material or symbolic, is not meant to define you completely, it is meant to support your expansion. Expansion requires courage. Courage grows when you trust yourself. Trust grows when you honor your commitments. Honor your commitments to yourself first. Keep promises you make privately. Self-trust is the foundation of sustainable confidence. As this season stabilizes, remember that what you build from this point forward will become part of your own legacy. The wisdom you apply now will echo into your future. Choose integrity over shortcuts. Choose patience over impulsiveness. Choose consistency over temporary excitement. These choices shape outcomes more than dramatic moments ever could. Archangel Michael says you are stepping into a calmer, more structured phase of life. It may not feel dramatic, but it will feel stable. Stability is powerful. Stability creates peace. Peace enhances clarity. Clarity strengthens success. Let this cycle continue naturally. God says, "My child, nothing meant for you will be lost because you approached it thoughtfully." Thoughtfulness multiplies value. Gratitude preserves alignment. Discipline protects growth. You now carry all three qualities within you. Walk forward with quiet strength. You are no longer questioning whether you are ready. You know you are. Continue building steadily. Continue honoring the preparation that brought you here. If this message resonated deeply within you, comment, "I step fully into my position with wisdom and strength," below. Like and subscribe if you believe your growth has prepared you to carry your legacy forward with discipline, clarity, and lasting stability.